In this video, I'll give you a bird's eye view of how to open up a forex trading account. Pretty straightforward, but if you've read about the currency markets and you have an interest in trying to profit from them, obviously you need a way to trade them, and that is where the broker comes in. It gives you a gateway to the marketplace itself. You can't trade forex without a broker. So that's the first thing you'll have to do. Now, I happen to be at xm.com, but there's literally hundreds of brokers out there. They all basically work the same way. So what you do is you define what you want in a broker. Now, that could be from a regulatory standpoint. It could be, where do you want it located? As far as regulations go, some are going to be more stringent than others. So, for example, there are a lot of brokers in places like St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Belize and Caribbean nations, and they don't tend to be as heavily regulated as a place maybe based out of London or Australia or Germany. So that's something to keep in mind. Another thing you need to pay attention to is what is it you want? Do you want research and education, or do you just want cheaper spreads, or some kind of mix of the two? Is there a specific platform you want to trade on? That type of thing. And then, of course, it has to have the currency pairs that you're looking for. So, for example, you're wanting to trade forex, and you decide, hey, I want to be able to trade the Canadian dollar Japanese yen pair. Well, here you see you can. It's not a big deal. You're fine. If you want to trade CAD Mexico, might be a different story. You may have to look elsewhere, for example. So, a couple things to pay attention to in that sense. Now, generally what they'll do is they'll give you some paperwork to fill out. So if you click on open an account, for example, you have to fill in your personal details. Now, you also need, to give them some minor details. In this case, what platform do you want? Some will give you multiple types. Some will give you multiple types of accounts, but that's all of that's going to be the same. Now, what they will ask for then is, KYC paperwork, and that is know your customer paperwork, and that is an anti-money laundering thing. It's not really, if you're dealing with a broker that's in a regulated area, they're going to need that. And that typically means like a passport or a government ID and some kind of proof that you live in the address that you claim you live in. So like a utility bill, something like that. And then finally, you come down to funding the account. That's really all it comes down to. So, for example, XM offers plenty of multiple credit cards, electronic payment system, Bankwire. Now, Bankwire is going to be something that they almost all take. So really, it comes down to, finding if you, for example, want to use PayPal or you use PayPal and the broker doesn't accept PayPal, well, that's a problem. But most of them, for the most part, they all accept a majority of the same third-party applications. So for the most part, you're not going to run into an issue. Occasionally, you'll find one that takes Skrill, but another one doesn't, that kind of thing. So you have to look into that. But that's really all there is to it. Finding a well-regulated broker that you like, that offers the bells and whistles that you want, offers the markets that you want, because if they don't offer the markets, it's not doing you any good. Filling out your paperwork, and that paperwork's going to be same everywhere. There's really no getting around that. And then funding it through whatever methods they offer. After that, you just simply start trading with your new funded account.